Hey, ladies and gentlemen. Today we are interested in sharing this information to take into account the tourist part, please, part. Yes, and you can find other part and find the tourist part. Why? Why tourist? Tourist part in the city of my town, Bogota. Yes, we find some territories very interesting. We have parks smaller than 1 hectare. Yes, one. We find we find parks small than 1 hectare. Yes, this this is the situation. These have the particularity that that have one category that they are taken into consideration based on their proximity or surrounding. Yes, so the first category of the parks is then less than 1 hectare. So the meanings that you use is yes, analyze please the surrounding and proximities. What, what about proximities of parks that have less than 1 hectare in his dimensions, for example? Okay, because when a park is more largest than 1 hectare, it becomes part of the system or network of parks or of parks. And yes, one entity in charge is the IDRD. El IDRD, yes, is the institution that government. The urban planning's guidelines would possibly to speak about the urban parks inside urban territories, which design the public space, which one particularly is called lineal park, where we can find yes commerce, similar all the parks with commerce around. Yes, we found this situation in special in the center. What is the center of the city? Yes, the plazas. Such is the case of the plaza. Bueno, no, Plaza Simón Bolívar, no, plaza. Such as the case of the fundamental park of my town in Usaquén. Yes, the central park in Usaquén, you can see is very interesting. Yes, with some inclination, but yes, you can imagine the landscape. It's typical with the church. It's part of the history of the foundation of my town, of my territory, which can be analyzed. Yes, its interior, but also in surrounding its proximities, which good commercials, territories with history, which goes hand in hand with the idea of commerce. So there are also parks that are more largest, including the name of Simón Bolívar National Park, Simón Bolívar, which is suitable for cultural events. Yes, the best known of these events. What is the name? Rock al Parque. Rock in the Park. Yeah? Note that the park is classified as having extension around it, which make it even larger than New York's Central Park. Yes, it's better. Sorry, gringos. It's more biggest than the Central Park. Well, Central Park have a zoo, but look, we also have a national park. National Park that marks an idea of environment cultural for the city. It's a good symbol and identify different from the rest of the parks, since the idea of parks near the eastern hills, yes, other type of parks, other category. Why? Because stay near of the eastern hills does exist in the city. So the national park called Olaya Herrera is located, look, in the 7th lane in the 7th street in the segment of 36, 38, this special territory, but it goes up from the 7 until the 50, until the 5th, and even beyond. It has been created since 1934. It's the next of the Javeriana University and and is divided into lands, some of which are more inclined and take advantage of the road along. Trails where we find the sculpture. The name of the park is Olaya Herrera, but the sculpture have other name. This other person is liberal leader Rafael Uribe Uribe. Sometimes we find that the indigenous reservations makes use the space. Yes, in this territory, sometimes we find that the indigenous reservations makes use of the space. While they congregate and prepare for the march, in addition, commerce is present. Fruit salads, practitioners of activities such as yoga. So the university students, in addition to the emblematic park, that is close to important buildings. For example, important buildings, yes, architectures that become tourist spots in the city, such as the observatory, the tower of the park, built by architects who mark the identity of the city. For example, such as the Mr. Rogelio Salmona. In this park, in the city of Bogota, we find statues of characters from the time of the independence. We have other parks located in the north, characteristic in themselves of another more private statum, such as the country park, in which cultural activities have always marked another point of attention. Important gastronomic, yes. Important gastronomic activities such as the Alimentarte event. Okay, this is very interesting. The second report of my parks in my town. Yes, thank you. And it's all. Bye.